On December 27, 2005, which is ironic considering the fact that it takes place during the summer, one of the biggest series in cartoon history was revealed.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Now, Ben 10's success is no laughing matter. With the franchise making over $6 million in profit, it's not a surprise that it got multiple shows, multiple movies, some lower in quality than others, and most importantly, games. Today we'll be ranking every single Ben 10 game from worst to best to see what truly was the ultimate Ben 10 game. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Fate, where are the anime games? Don't worry, the anime games are still being worked on. There's more anime games than people that literally graduate college. There's only 10 games that we're going to get through. Get it? 10? Huh?
That don't work.
So without further ado, let's get into this. I forgot to say this in the intro, but I'll be separating this into eras of Ben 10. So there's the classic era, the UAF era, which is Alien vs. Ultimate Alien, Omniverse, and then the reboot. Now, when the series is over, I'll combine every single video into one mega video. I just wanted to split these up because I thought it would be a lot easier for me editing-wise. Now, to be fair, we only have one game we're talking about today. Now, of course, Ben 10 has had a little bit more games apart from Protector of Earth, but most of them either A, aren't playable, or B, just don't really matter. Now, I was thinking about ranking the DS games as their own thing, but I don't really think it matters. The games have some very substantial changes going from like a 3D beat 'em up to like a 2D side-scrolling beat 'em up. But apart from that, and apart from a few other changes, of course, majority of the time it's pretty much the same. However, if you really want it, I don't know, like 30 likes on this or something, I'll do it. Our first game is Ben 10 Protector of Earth, released on October 10th, 2007 on the Nintendo DS, Wii,
Wii? Now we going to What do you mean Wii? Nintendo?
PS2, and PSP. Now, considering the fact that cartoons barely get one console as it is, it's kind of crazy that Ben 10 got 4. And keep in mind, this isn't just 4 random consoles, these were like the bangers back in the day. The PS2 was hyped to be one of the best things of all time, the Nintendo DS is one of the most revolutionary consoles of all time, the Wii is amazing, and the PSP, I'd argue, is a lot ahead of its time, but that's for another video. So the game starts out with Ben getting slurped.
What did he say?
Wait, hey, I didn't mean like that. I did not bring that's fucking crazy as fuck. His omniverse is being served by one of the villagers' drones. Next morning, Ben tries to transform it. It doesn't work. How unfortunate. He then had to go across the country defeating supercharged bosses that use your omniverse charge's power, fighting to Ben villains throughout the series. Except Crab, and Zombozo, and Rojo, and Volcanus, and Charmcaster, but nobody really cares.
Take this shit no more, man.
Each time you get back an omniverse shard, you unlock new aliens up until the final shard where you unlock just a temporary master control, where you can stay in the alien form and switch between forms until you time out. Then you fight build eggs, finish them off.
Here I come.
Oh, my knee! Oh, how did you do that? You alien! What the fuck?
One custard pie? Let me have it!
Here I come.
And then end up in the null void. It doesn't really get explained how they get back to the world. Now, honestly, this is like off script. I know, I literally just started the video. I'm already out.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Honestly, I kind of want to start off with the negatives because there's not really a lot of negatives about this game. This game is really good. There's not really much replayability after the game ends, per se. You can go back and collect Sumo Slammer cards and get better range, but overall, there's not much there. You can choose the game a lot. A lot of the aliens can be very broken. Cannibal is a very good example of just being very broken and just like the best alien in the game, hands down. Another problem is the voice lines. Now, I played the PSP version mostly because that was the one A I grew up with, and B, it just felt the most iconic. But there are some weird things in the PSP game, like the voice line. Now, I grew up with the voice lines not being there, and I was just like content with it because I never knew any later, but it turns out there are voice lines for the Wii, DS, and PS2, which is crazy to think about.
Behold, as I reshape the universe to my own design. First, I shall destroy the Tennysons.
This isn't just the boss instructions, Grandpa Max and Gwen's advice.
These drones are lightly armored, but they attack in swarms. You'll need to destroy them quickly.
Voice lines for some aliens.
Join the 4 armed forces.
Someone order toast. Fights are sick when I'm moving quick. Coming through.
On topic of the advice, I think the advice is fine, but just way too much at times. Like, I'll already be halfway through the puzzle and Gum will go, me. No wonder you got kidnapped. I think the little arena fights are like, okay. They're not horrible though. I think it's fun. Just like mess around. And while I enjoy most of the bosses, the plant boss just sucks ass. So you have to hit these ball sags. I know Diamond Bolts made the joke.
No, wait a minute!
The problem is that you can't dodge the plant once he hits the ground, nor does the plant have any hits done, and Smash It does hones in on you like a sonic homing attack. However, I beat it because I ain't no fucking bitch. Wait, hey, you weren't supposed to see that. And finally, I think Ben's dodge kind of stinks. There's no invincibility frames, just kind of get rolled into like the attack and die. And finally, one more thing before I forget. The roster. Now, the roster, I kind of want to make this its own video because there are multiple Ben 10 games where they get the roster wrong. I want you to look at the Omnitrix up top right there. I want you to look at that Omnitrix and tell me if there's anything wrong with that. Notice it? Unless you're a master trained Ben 10 fan like me, you probably wouldn't notice. There are 5 aliens. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Fate, I hear you ask. The game was on the PSP. Of course it wouldn't have that much aliens. Now, personally, I think that's good. The PSP has been able to handle some of the hardest hardware at the time. And you're telling me that you can add 5 extra aliens? Like, honestly, you could probably get rid of some bosses and then just add the extra aliens. Even though the game is already kind of short, but you know what, shut up. But there's also a super huge problem, and that is the roster itself. Now, the roster for the most part is okay. There's Forearms, Heat Blast, Accelerate, and Cannibal. Pretty iconic aliens, and especially since Cannibal, I think, came around the time of when this game was getting, like, trailers and stuff. But there's one character. One character that makes absolutely 0 sense. Now, I grew on Wildvine mostly because Wildvine actually had a really unique gameplay style. He would be able to swing on stuff, and his combos were actually like pretty cool. However, I just feel like in terms of this game, it just feels weird. Like you didn't add Diamond Head or Wild Mutt, especially since their DNA is in the game. So I don't really understand why you couldn't just add them to the game. Now, to be fair, what about the puzzles? Well, that's simple. You can just change them up. Have like Diamond Head, I don't know, like put some ice on something and then like him walk by, but T-Rex just forms. Wild Mutt could probably like maneuver through like minefields or something like in the Flash game. I think that would be cool. And the thing is that there's not an excuse for the DS either, because the DS literally has Upchuck as a secret alien. Yes, it's real. So, I remember as a kid, this is off script by the way, again. I looked up secret aliens in Ben 10 Protector of Earth because I thought, you know, I thought it would be kind of cool. And turns out there was a secret alien from Upchuck, and I thought he was on the PSP version, so I tried the code, didn't work, I got mad. Now, to be fair, Upchuck does like one super, and then like he just de-transforms as soon as you're done, but his super is pretty powerful. It like just basically destroys everything on the map. So I don't really know why they did this, especially since I couldn't really find anything about the trivia of the game. There's nothing about the game I could find that really has any backstory as to why they added Upchuck just out of nowhere. And to be fair, Upchuck's introductory episode came out the same year as Ben 10 Protector of Earth, so I guess that's why. But even then, you probably wouldn't find this code in the game at all. To be fair, I don't think it's like the hardest code to find in the game. Like, all you really have to do is just spin the Omnitrix a couple times in order to get it. And you can get it in the beginning of the game too, so it's not like it's like the most impossible thing, but it feels really weird. Anyway, I'm rambling about this. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the positives, and trust me, there are a lot of positives. You better start calling me Krispy Kreme, this game. So number 1, the visuals to this game are actually pretty nice. I like the colorful aesthetic, and the models, while a little goofier, still really nice to look at. The super attack animations, the aliens themselves, all of them look okay at worst, but pretty good and accurate at best. I also like how they made a solid reasoning as to why Ben doesn't have all of his aliens at the beginning of the game, as if he hadn't had it on his wrist for like months at this point. And trust me, it gets annoying in later games. The combat system is actually really fun. You have light, medium, and special moves, and also being able to combo them to an extent, creating new moves with these combos. But the way you unlock them coming from piss balls. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with this color. I don't know why they didn't just pick green. But the way they use the yellow piss balls are actually pretty intuitive, even though a lot of people seem to complain about it. Trust me, having these kind of directional options are really nice for a game. I think despite the villain joke I made earlier, I think the villain selection in this game is actually really good. You have some classics like Animo, Captain Dragon, but you also have some like underrated ones like Clancy, the Bug Guy, Hex, etc., which makes Charmcaster not being in the game even weirder. But I digress. I think the boss battles for the most part are very simple, but also pretty fun, and require you to stay on your toes as to what alien to pick. On topic of the aliens, I love how all the aliens have pretty solid puzzles as well. Hubus absorbs fire, Accelerate can blast machines, while Advance said before has swinging sections, reforms, lifts, and pushes stuff around. It's pretty simple, but it works well. One last thing is I really like how the game just feels. The game feels like a special or an episode rather than just a game.
And you want to sleep at some creepy burial grounds?
Hello? This is only like the most spiritually attuned location in the whole United States?
Whatever. I think it's creepy.
Wait a minute. The superhero is scared?
No, I just...
Big scary monster's gonna come get you?
The OST, the interaction with the voice actors from the series, all of it feels pretty natural and fun. It just feels like they just ripped apart the series and just stuck it onto the game, which is insane because sometimes doing that leads to some poor performances.
A car just hit that girl. She needs to go to the hospital. The pain. Make it stop.
So overall, easy S tier, not even a question. Despite the negatives, it has a plethora of positives that just outweigh it by a mile. The presentation is really good. Oh yeah, another positive, I really love the menu and how like it has like little omnitrix on it. Trust me, you're gonna miss these. Honestly, I'm gonna spoil it. This might be just the best Ben 10 game outright. So that's it for the classic era. As I said before, there is like literally no other games apart from like Ben 10 Particular Earth that really matter. So next we'll be going to the Alien Force and Ultimate Alien Saga. Trust me, those videos are going to be long. There are 3 Alien Force games alone. Now to be fair, Alien Force is insanely popular, going from the more lighthearted side with some darker moments to mainly dark with some lighter moments split in there. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below what's your favorite Ben 10 game. Make sure to check you out. Anyway, fade out.